movies were pretty good.
All of them.
Yeah. Yeah, they were okay.
Well, guys, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll be here next 2 months probably.
See you next time.
Merry Christmas. Oh, what movie are we doing first?
So yeah, hey, we're
I've
back
already
to what is this? Did it suck? Does it suck?
This is
It's something.
Does it suck?
What's
It's
more
our
catchy?
hit segment.
You guys vote in the comments. Did it suck or does it suck?
Does Colin suck?
Does Colin suck?
I mean,
put that
according
in
to
comments.
India. So, I'm not popular in.
You're not polling well over there.
No, I shouldn't even go into it.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, you already need that for these movies.
India?
Yeah.
Oh,
I do.
Oh.
Actually, you know what? Not a sponsor. Wild Turkey 101 rye whiskey. It's you'll never go anywhere without it.
Do your best turkey impersonation right now.
Oh yeah, do it.
Oh.
That was not bad.
Dude, no, it's good. It just looks like it hurts really bad.
Yeah, he really hit himself in the throat.
You don't even just like wiggle it. You just.
Also, are you going to explain the rating system first, or are we just going to hop
we can
into
run through
movies?
that. We can run through that. I thought it might be funny if we just didn't even tell them and they just
Okay,
saw
no,
it
I'm cool
happen.
with that actually. Let's just roll right into the first
Okay.
movie.
Yeah.
But I learned that I learned that impression of a turkey through a turkey hunter, and I went to school with him, and that's what he would do to call all the turkeys.
I don't think that's probably worked too well for him.
Wait, like a middle schooler?
Yeah.
Huh.
His dad owns a construction company.
All right, the first movie of the night was
Justice League, the Snyder Cut. What was it?
That was starting? I thought we were starting.
That was not,
Right?
that was not the first one.
No, I thought we were starting with
Spoiler
Dune.
alert. We're starting with Dune.
That's not a spoiler.
Dune.
I mean,
Dude,
It's in the
was
title.
supposed to be
That's
the
true.
first one. Yeah, it's gonna be all three.
Yeah, I
We'll
don't
see.
have my phone.
so we're gonna do Dune. Then we're gonna
Dune.
do the Snyder Cut Justice League, and then we're gonna do. I think we said we're gonna do
The Matrix.
I thought we were doing the Oogie Loves.
That's on the next episode.
Oh.
Release this one first. Isn't that the movie that got that whole studio canceled or something, or shut down?
It's the record for the worst box office in movie history.
That's the one with the little like Teletubbies looking things, right? From 2012 or something.
Can we talk about Dune? I don't even
I'm not
want to talk
kinda
about
talking
Dune
about
with
that.
you two.
Let's
But
talk-
can we just start talking about it?
Let's talk about Dune.
Okay.
Who wants to start? Oh, yeah, and I'll have to show you guys the meter before we do that part. Or should we open with it? We probably shouldn't open. No, let's do that at the end.
Are we doing a time limit for each one? Quickly
I
establish
think we
the
should
rules
do
here.
like 15 minutes a piece.
We've been
if we
really
can.
burning
So-
through some time already anyway.
Let's
Yeah.
do 15 minutes piece.
You're the one who has a phone, I think. No, Hunter. So if we fact check, you know, you're the
I got the
research
time.
guy. Okay. All right. So Dune.
Yeah.
Am I just going first?
Sure.
If you want to.
Kick us off.
I really had high expectations for Dune because I know it's like a sci-fi epic, and I don't know, I was just super interested in hearing. There's like an MMA fighter who thinks Dune's great. I've just heard a lot of people that are like into anime and like sci-fi action, any of that kind of like
It's on-
nerd stuff.
Well, it's
or
also
whatever.
on every
You know, they love it.
critic's top 10 or top 5. It's an argument to be People think it's being nominated Best Picture, and there's a possibility it will be.
I mean, I enjoy most of this stuff. I love Lord of the Rings, love Batman. You know, I like anime. So yeah, I was super
Even like
excited.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh, and then I saw the guy who's making it. It's the guy who made Arrival. You know, I'm like, hell yeah,
Oh, yeah,
this is
Arrival's
gonna be
so
great.
good.
This is gonna be
Arrival's
fucking
great.
awesome. I think you didn't give a shit at all about seeing it. And
No, I didn't care about seeing it. I
But
didn't.
so we're watching it, and I can't remember what. I guess like the hour 30 mark. I was trying so hard to enjoy it. I was like, you know what? I just don't understand what's going on. I'll get better as I understand it more. And then about an hour and 30, still no fucking clue what's going on. Didn't care what was going on. Didn't care about any of the characters, and I just gave up. I was like, well, I hate this movie now.
and we watched it.
I've decided now that I hate this.
And we watched it together. I came over and we watched it, and yeah, I didn't care about seeing it. and we were trying to talk it through while we were watching it. Like, okay, let's just talk about what's happening to make sure we know what's happening. And eventually, it was just like, who gives a rat's ass?
Now, one thing I will say in its defense, not as far as the movie making, but I mean, something that I did think was interesting is that Star Wars just stole the plot of Dune.
Unfortunately.
Just completely stole Dune. It's actually
Unfortunately.
crazy how much they took from it.
That's true. Yeah.
Like the plot, there's like the one, even the swords and shit they have, you know?
Spaceships.
Yeah, the ship. I mean, like the planets, where the planets look, and it's like a lot of political stuff. And there's like the Empire and the Republic, and I can't remember what they were called in Dune, but it's like it's the
called
same.
like the exact same thing.
It's like
really.
the same thing. Like,
Oh, your mic's. You need to.
Rouse?
There you go.
Really got to get in there, huh?
Yeah. Maybe if you just don't hold the wire, maybe it'll work. I don't know.
How's this?
Okay, so far
This
so
is
good.
probably not going to be well tonight. So.
I do need to buy new cords
Anyway, how did you watch it? Did you watch it at home? Did you watch it in the theater?
on that TV.
on this
Okay.
TV right here.
Okay. I did. I mean, I watched it in my house, but it's also like surround sound and big fucking
Oh,
TV.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So it was still a decent experience.
It seems like it needs to be a theater.
I liked the
thing,
worm.
maybe. The worms were cool.
I
Big fan of the worms.
The
this
worms
movie.
were cool.
I am not going to sit here and defend this movie, but when I was done with it, I was like, oh, okay. Now, I believe that a lot's riding on part 2. Like, if part 2 sucks, then I will probably end up thinking part 1's not great because it was just leading up to, all right, now we're going to get to part 2. So, like, this movie alone, I thought they did a good job of setting up the world, kind of giving it that grand scale. I know you all hated
kinda see
the
that.
color grading and the. Now is your problem more with like the general look of the film, or is it more like cinematography and angles weren't created? Because I thought they, like I said, I thought they did a great job of giving these huge epic shots. Evan,
My
a
big.
hand raise system?
I would. Well,
Why not?
When did we establish that?
I
well,
just
it worked,
wanted to be
so-
polite. And I would say my biggest problem with the movie, and this is gonna be unpopular.
yeah,
Timothy
it sucks.
Chalamet. Yeah, fuck him.
Charlemagne.
I don't care. Timothy Chalamet
I believe that's it. Yes.
sucked in the movie. He was awful. I don't care what anyone thinks. I know he's like the big upcomer. He's the biggest star. He was pretty good in French Dispatch, and I'll give him credit for that. I haven't seen Call Me by Your Name, so I can't speak on that. But in Dune, he is an emotionless. Teenager who just shows nothing, and I don't like. He might be the one, but you gotta make me care that you're the one, and I don't. He could have gotten fucking his head sawed off, and I would not have given a fuck ever in the
I
movie.
can see that too, but at the same time, like in the plot of it, he didn't want. It was it's the same. It's a classic tale of like having a fate, having a destiny, and him not wanting to take that route until he fully realizes it, and now he's got to take the path. Again, that's why I say a lot's riding on part 2.
Yeah, I see that. I just wish he was more expressive. Give me.
Oh,
some
I'll give
emotion.
you that. There's not. I think probably the mom is probably the best in this movie.
And and Oscar Wilde's okay.
Yeah, he doesn't do much.
Yeah.
I like
I
Duncan
do
Idaho.
like Duncan, Idaho. And the like Harkonnen clan leader.
He's just Palpatine.
I mean, yeah, but he's still. I've still thought he was a
Yeah.
pretty solid. Like it's just this gross like body horror villain.
Guess I don't know
Yeah.
anything about him though.
And that's unfortunate that he is just Palpatine because Star Wars stole that.
Again,
So
yeah.
that's unfortunate.
Fuck Star Wars after seeing this.
Yeah,
but
exactly. Yeah.
Whoa.
but
Not the original trilogy.
I've never been a fan of Star Wars. I mean, I appreciate the original trilogy and I do like it, but I'm not a big Star Wars guy at all.
So okay, so you asked about the film grading, the coloring, and all that stuff. I thought it looked like every other. I forget the director's name, but all his movies kind of look like that a little bit.
Denis Villeneuve, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I love Arrival.
So really,
But
we're a lot of movie buffs that know nothing about movies.
I'll put it in post.
No, you won't.
No.
You never had anything that.
that's not what his name
We
if I saw
ever
it.
say
But
See, I don't know
anyways,
what I did.
he did
It's not gonna happen.
all his like Arrival and Enemy, you know, they're both like
Yeah, those are both
lit,
great.
very dark. Yeah, they're great. But
Those are both great.
like, it's very dark and dreary and stuff. And the
Arrival-
lighting, the lighting in his movies and the way it's shot, like it helps that, like the feeling of the overall movie. And I feel like I don't want that in a sci-fi epic. I want like adventurous shit, like, you know, like Indiana Jones, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. Like I want to feel like I'm in a fucking space adventure. Like, and I get he's trying to be more dark, but I felt like that accompanied that it looked like that by the fact that none of the characters had any like arc or character development. I felt like at all, or personality. Like there was no character that I really latched onto at all, and I couldn't tell you a lot of their names. And I couldn't tell you what things like that was important about their character. It was just kind of like, this is this person's like position in the movie, and that's all you know. Like the mom, like she's a good actress.
Oh, the
she's a
mom
good
has
actress.
backstory.
She's a good actress, but I feel like she has backstory built up, but like it's not very like fleshed out to where I care about her that much. And like the dad, Oscar Isaac, I didn't care about his character dying. I didn't care about the main guy was the worst part about that. And then I felt like
his character died. He went out badass. That shit was
he
sick.
did. The way
Yeah.
the way he dies is good, but I wasn't like sad that he died. I was more like, oh, just that's cool the way he kills him. It wasn't like, oh, dang.
I also want to do maybe at one point tonight is which of these movies is the worst. I mean, I guess
we're gonna
we'll
rank the level of
Yeah,
suckiness.
Okay, yeah.
So-
We'll rank it.
So and then that accompanied by there's literally like a million slow-mo shots in this movie. Just shot really slow.
Oh yeah.
And the
That's
dialogue,
true. I
the
was
dialogue,
so pissed about
the
that.
dialogue's really slow. Like not like I mean it's
Yeah.
physically it's literally slow. Like
That's
they
the
literally
thing.
talk slow. There's long pauses, like lots of shots of no one just saying anything, and then they just say one word. Like that all just like together just gives it this like I was just like, oh my god, let this be
That's the
over. I
thing.
got another hour of this.
Is everything. I know that they want to set this up because the story of Dune deserves more time than one movie, and I totally get that. But this movie takes its sweet ass time doing nothing, and it's all in slow mo, and it's sand moving, and everyone's staring off like stoically, like.
Before you defend, I have one detail
and
I have to add. I have
it's
to add to this.
it's like
One detail.
I'm not even gonna defend. It's just
this movie, for what it does, could easily be an hour 40. Easily.
Okay, if I missed, like, get
Maybe
me
a
if I'm
fleece.
wrong. Get me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure
Nice
Dune
fleece.
is just one book, right? Just
Uh-huh.
one book.
no, it's a series.
I thought it was one
I think
book.
there's a series,
There's
but
like,
I think this one is
I think
based
this
on one
original
movie.
story, is based
Okay,
off
yeah,
of the
and
one.
this what both of them are going to be about is the one.
But no,
story.
I'm pretty sure it's a series.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know a lot about
Or
it.
at least like there's Dune, and then there's I think
yeah,
I think it's
that's
just
what-
like
yeah, that's what I thought
spin-offs
too.
and
Yeah, that's
shit,
what I thought.
but
Yeah. So,
Again, I didn't research much.
but so this is one movie, and they're splitting up to like 2 or 3 parts. Okay. Lord of the Rings, each movie is one book, and those books are fucking thick.
yeah.
So we're talking about the pacing of like Lord of the Rings is like literally perfect. So
They
it's a
are
harsh scale to
literally
put it against,
perfect.
but
They
like
are.
I just feel like when you look at the fact that that's one book, one movie a piece,
Right.
and then you have to take into account that Dune is this one book, and they're splitting it into these movies. Like it's like a fuck you, like to make it this long and like drawn
Yeah.
out. You know what
I
I mean?
think
That
you could
makes
do-
me even more mad.
I think you could do 2 movies, a part 1, part 2. That would be good. But it's like The Hobbit. The Hobbit's one book. You could split it into 3 parts, and one of them is bound to suck, and the
Yeah.
third one sucked. The third Hobbit fucking sucks.
I think what happened is they probably wanted this guy for the type of atmospheric stuff that he kind of does. Obviously his use of color, and
Yeah,
they
he's big
wanted
on
that.
color.
They wanted that darker tone.
Yeah.
So I think they got all of that they probably wanted, but then they also brought his. I mean, because all of his movies.
You might have to move. Yeah, the move the cord.
I'm gonna move my cord. I gotta do.
Okay, that's.
Is this right?
Yeah, you're good. I'm sorry.
Am I still here?
You're still here now. I'm sorry.
You ruined the flow.
I've lost.
Throw
No,
off
it
his
was
groove.
it was my fault.
I've lost it.
No, you're good. You're in it.
No, I've literally lost it. I can't remember.
All right, what are we at?
Well,
we're close to 15 anyway.
Well, no, give us a saving grace. There you go.
He always has that slow pace to all of his movies. Like Enemy is a real slow burn. You don't fully understand it the whole time.
But see, I care.
Arrival's a slow burn too.
But that's the thing is Arrival feels like it, even though it's kind of gray, and it is kind of slow.
It's all the same shit he does in the rest of his movies.
It has so much heart.
Well, no, that
Arrival is so much heart.
That's also to add to the movie. That's like in service of the movie. The dark way it looks and the dreary and the slow.
And that one's not that dreary from what I remember. I didn't think it was.
Dude, it's about the girls.
Dreary.
It's about the girl like losing her kid and shit, and having a failed marriage and then like the aliens are just terrifying.
But it has so much.
Freaky.
But it has, like I said, that one just had so much heart that by the end of it, I felt very emotional. I was so emotionally attached.
Yeah. But yeah, that's why I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying like all his stuff in that movie, I feel like serves the plot and the story and like everything else. But Dune, I feel like it's disservice. Like it's not that necessarily the guy's bad. Like he's a great filmmaker, I think.
Yeah.
I think on a technical level, a lot of stuff's really good. Like the shot, like the actual like shot selection stuff is great. I feel like the CGI actually looks good. Like the CGI is really good.
They did a good job with that.
But I just don't think his style is what I want in a sci-fi thriller at all.
I think you're right that if the second one
epic
is great, it'll add to the first one.
Oh yeah, this movie very much depends on the next one. Like it's because honestly, it's like I said, I'm not gonna like defend it hard. I didn't hate it as much as you guys. So,
yeah.
But it's also, it can go from middle of the road to, oh, damn, that was a great setup to a great second movie, or,
that's possible.
Damn, that second movie sucked. I wasted my time with the first one.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's true.
I kind of agree. But I'm just thinking as of right now also.
It's not promising.
Like, no. What I'm also thinking about on top of that, because I do agree, the second movie, it hinges on that a little bit. But also, what percentage do I want to watch this again? Like the first part right now.
Oh.
Or like a month from now, or whenever, before the second comes out. Like, I do not want to watch that again.
Even
that sounds like a nightmare.
There's an asterisk next to that for me because I wouldn't mind seeing this in a theater because I feel like that might.
I feel like it's definitely built for a theater.
Yeah, and I think that might add to it and show me something that I didn't see when I watched it here.
Potential to like it more next time around, I guess.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the rating. We're on time here.
You're right. And so, don't look at that. I don't know what that is, but okay. So I'm gonna say this movie, Dune.
They were not explaining the ratings.
I'm gonna say, pretty much sucks. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it pretty much sucks.
Not a bad rating because I feel like you gave it a worse rating when we first discussed it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say pretty much the Dune sucks.
Okay.
All right, who goes next?
I want to go next.
Yeah, let's let the Hunter go next.
I'm gonna say
let's cut to the fire shot.
Let's check in on the fire.
Let's check in on the fire. Here's my only thing. I just don't know how much of a gap there is between doesn't suck and biffle. Like doesn't suck in my mind is like, probably an average, like maybe a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. Biffle it's a 10 out of 10, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
That's a big gap.
It's a suckometer.
It's like a 6 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10.
Well, this doesn't, you could say it doesn't suck. Certified.
Would you rather watch Dune than Big Fat Liar right now?
Oh, I'm not going to give it biffle. I'm not going to give it biffle.
Almost had him.
I'm really just deciding between doesn't suck and doesn't really suck. Yeah, I'm going to go doesn't suck. Like I said, when I was done watching it, I wasn't like irritated by it. And again, if part 2 is sick, then it seems all worth it. It's a lot rides on part 2. So
okay. I mean, I respect that. I do.
I'm going to say
it's more logical than my opinion, I think.
I'm going to say Dune really sucks. I'm gonna say Dune
I figured you were going to
really
say that.
Sucks. I do not want to watch that again.
Yeah.
Dune, I would like to watch it with Hunter just to shit on it. That's the only case I'd want to watch.
We might do a
And
commentary.
then we'll watch The Last Jedi right after that.
Oh God, I will
Oh.
kill myself.
God.
I will kill myself. I see. The
You know what's
thing
funny is
is,
the third. I hate the last one so much that it makes me like. Now I also hate The Last Jedi. I feel like,
Yeah, you should. You should have anyway.
but I did like the movie. But
You shouldn't have.
All right,
yeah.
All right, next up.
All right.
Good.
Yeah.
let's cut to the fire.
Let's go back to that fire real quick.
So the transition. Let's get to that cool.
Get on down to that cool fire.
Oh man, look at those flames burning.
Wait, why would be a cool fire?
Look at that hot fire.
What happened to your
That
voice?
Fire is warm.
Justice League, the Snyder
The
cut.
Snyder cut.
I
Okay.
got a lot of notes.
4 hours.
So we
4
all know
hours.
we're all in agreement. The original cut is absolutely awful.
Oh yeah, let's bring this up. Has
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
seen the
Terrible.
original cut?
Oh, for
Has that-
sure. Yeah.
Like-
I've watched the original one multiple times just to
One
laugh
of-
at it.
I saw it in theaters.
Yeah,
It's
I did too.
trash.
You
One
saw
of
it in
the
theaters?
Yes, one of the
Okay, I
worst
saw it
things I've
too.
ever seen in my life.
It is one of the worst.
It's
okay.
awful.
I'll say this: it's the worst DC movie. It's worse than Suicide Squad, the
I
original.
can't go that far.
It's worse than all of them in my opinion. It was the
Yeah, I
worst
can't go that
one.
far.
I think
it
the
was
worst one's
awful.
Batman vs Superman.
Oh, I
I
don't think that at all.
no shit thought Batman vs Superman was so stupid that it was great. I loved it because of how stupid it was.
Batman, we can't go to tangent and argue
Can't
about
do
this.
that, no.
But
Man
I'll
of
say-
Steel's worse than Batman
Bat-
vs Superman.
way worse.
Yeah,
But I think Batman vs Superman is actually not that bad.
yeah, I agree.
But it's not good. It's
yeah,
definitely not.
That's what
good.
exactly.
I think it's
that's what I
flawed,
agree.
but
Where's
it,
the fucking Batman vs Superman really fucking sucks. Or whatever.
No.
Yeah.
Batman vs Superman's awful.
No,
there's some awful stuff in it.
All right,
I'll agree
but
with that.
again, we all
Okay,
agree
okay.
for original cut of Justice League trash.
is one of the worst
New
things
cut.
ever. It's Andy Dick.
New cut.
Sure.
I really liked it. I think it's flawed. I think it's definitely flawed, and there are things you can point out that I think we all will, that I won't necessarily disagree with. But I watched it for 4 hours, and I didn't want to stop watching it. I just watched it right on through. I was entertained the whole time. I thought they improved on a lot of mistakes of the original. I think for trying to introduce all these characters at the same time, because they had never set up the individual movies like Marvel did, I think he did a great job at setting them up. I think the characters that are weaker in the original are way better in this, like Cyborg, because he's awful, and they were in Flash. They're both terrible. This one, they're amazing. And I thought the action was really good. And I don't know, it almost felt like, not in the sense of like the material of the movie, but like the overall like, entertainment value reminded me a lot of Watchmen. I felt like I was watching Watchmen very much. So
I felt they were different.
they're definitely a lot different. Like the tone of Watchmen's very dark, but I don't know. It was almost like take Lord of the Rings into superhero movie and mix it with Watchmen, and that's what I got. I didn't like it like near as much as Lord of the Rings or anything. I'm just saying, like, it had that epic feel to
I don't
it.
even think I would put Watchmen in the same conversation as Justice League recut. I'd rather watch the 4-hour edition of Watchmen all day.
I think
I like Watchmen better for sure.
I was gonna say I
Sure.
think Watchmen is better, and
Yeah,
I think that's
Watchmen's
Snyder's best film by far is Watchmen.
Yeah.
I agree.
But this is Snyder's second best
Yeah,
movie.
it's good.
Yeah, and I don't think I liked it as much as you because it is, in my opinion, real flawed, especially in very specific scenes. But I enjoyed it. I think it's good. And the thing about this movie and why I stand for it is because Snyder's Justice League is a complete vision. It's a complete thought. It's someone what they wanted to do. You gave this torch to a filmmaker, and this was Snyder's complete vision of it. And no one fucked with it. No productions got in the way. It's the complete thing. And if you're going to sign up a filmmaker to make Justice League or whatever or anything, you have to give your faith in the person you hired. And you got to let them do their thing. And this was Zack Snyder's Justice League. And for that, I totally respect it. I give it its credit. I say, you go, Zack Snyder. You do it. Fucking yeah. It might be really flawed, but at least it is what it is, and it's what he wanted to do. And for that, I applaud it.
I get that as far as making a point as far as filmmaking stand, but at the same time, like, as much of a justification of it is, he also got years of fan feedback. So I would argue that this isn't fully just a man getting to live out his vision. It's somebody getting to probably live out his vision, but then also knew specifically what things he probably needed to go ahead and change based off of fan reactions.
There might be a little bit of that. Yeah, there might be a little bit of that because they did spend a lot of money on this cut as well.
I mean, I agree with everything you just said. I also agree with what you said too, though. But I don't know. I feel like the flaws that it had were never to a point where they were like embarrassing at all. It was kind of like, that could be better kind of thing. You know, sometimes movies like, it can be kind of good, but the flaws are just so unbearable. It's almost like cringe to sit through, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think there's any really like that.
Oh.
And I think it was just, I was incredibly entertained the whole time. Like there was no real like low.
There's
point
definitely
for me.
some cringe in this movie. You can
But
probably
until
cut out a lot
until
of stuff
the
in
end,
this, too.
until the end. And I know
Okay.
I watched like the Red Letter Media review like, right after I watched it.
Yeah, me too.
And
I didn't agree with
but
some of the
before
stuff.
I heard they said this, I told Sarah when we were watching it, and when we were watching it together, I was like, when all the last 10 minutes stuff happened, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Last,
that's
like, 10
awful.
minutes
That
is
shit's terrible.
so bad.
I'm gonna be the contrarian
off
here.
the rails.
You're gonna
It's
say
so
that's
bad.
good?
I didn't like the Martian scene. I didn't like that scene.
He was super forced into
Slade
that
just
movie.
shows up out of nowhere.
I didn't
It
like
makes
that.
no sense for him to be certain people investigating
It was-
certain spots.
it was
It's
just
literally
four
just him thrown in there.
I didn't like the Martian scene.
It's like
I
4
will
post-credit
say-
scenes in a row.
Yeah, I didn't like the Martian scene. I will say, that was the best version of Jared Leto's Joker I've seen yet.
Yeah, that was embarrassing to me.
Oh, it was bad. That
real
was bad.
No, I want to, because Jared Leto's a great actor, and he is. And I knew the Suicide Squad fucked him over, and also it was a real weird take on but not necessarily his fault either. But I thought that was the best version we've seen of that Joker so far. It's not that it was awful, but I will say I was really interested in what he was saying. I was really interested in what was going to happen.
That's one of the few things that still sticks out in my mind about this movie is that last little section and how bad of a Joker that is.
I liked the fact that they were foreshadowing there's going to be a future where Superman turns evil, and it's because Batman didn't save Lois, or that Lois died. I thought that was. I was like, you know what? That's going to be a fun. That's fun. I don't know.
It being bad dialogue and a horrible laugh. And I don't want
The
to keep.
laugh is
I don't
kinda
want. I don't
rough.
want to
I
keep
agree.
harping on just that part of the movie because that's just one small section of it.
Right.
But
I didn't
I-
mind that part. The Martian part was bad. I think that, but
So-
I didn't mind the Joker part. I didn't.
I wouldn't necessarily disagree with you that it's the best version of the Joker for Jared Leto, but that's with a caveat of that everything as the Joker he's done is god awful. There's
Yeah.
not been one good scene of him being
But
the
he-
Joker in any of DC so far. It's all just been horrendous.
But he really did look crazy. Like,
He
I have to give
does.
him that. Like, his look, this is the
yeah,
first
they put him
time.
in a literal straight jacket.
But I mean, like, the way his eyes looked, especially, this is the first time I believed Jared Leto's Joker was a psycho. Like, I looked at him and I was like, oh, this guy, you can't trust this month. This dude looks fucking nuts. And the Suicide Squad, it seems so bullshit.
All right, we have to talk about some other aspect. This is like This is like 5 to 10 minutes of a 4-hour film.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
List some of your notes because honestly I can't.
Oh, you gotta change.
I
your mic.
remember-
Oh, there
yes.
you go. Your mic's. Oh, your mic's going in and out.
I don't know.
Squeeze together the cord.
Yes.
There you go.
They fleshed out a lot more of the characters, but I also feel like there was still a decent amount of like plot hole type shit again.
Yeah.
But again, just run through some notes so I can kind of remember.
So let me go through some critiques I have.
Yeah.
One big problem I think that this movie had, and I think that the whole DC universe has, that this is where Marvel excels right now and does better, is that in DC and in this movie, the bad guys are bad. We're the bad guys, and there's no like there's no empathy, there's no anything. It's just bad guys are bad, good guys are good, and there's no gray area whatsoever. Where Marvel, it's like the bad guys are bad, but you understand why they're bad. They have a real reason for it. They have a real motivation where you can kind of see where they're coming from. The good guys are in conflict, sometimes do bad things for a good reason. Where in DC, it's just bad guys are bad, good guys are good. Bad,
also,
good.
you could also they haven't really fleshed out what Darkseid's motivation is or anything.
Yeah, but
but they had 4 hours and they didn't flesh out any of their real motivation.
and Steppenwolf's like, I'm gonna fucking destroy Earth because I want to look good to fucking dark fucking whatever. For why?
I see what you're saying. I don't necessarily disagree, but I disagree that makes it bad. That's the only thing.
I don't think it makes it bad. I just think it's a flaw.
What I'm saying is I don't think that's a flaw because I think that it's almost like a throwback to like the classic superhero, like good versus bad guy. It's like very clear cut.
It's fine, but you still have to like if you're doing something like it's just. It gets an extra pass too because the original cut of Justice League sucks so much.
Yeah.
So it's like all you gotta do is clear this fucking bar. If you're just a step above it, like you did give Steppenwolf motivation this time, but how great of a motivation was it? Again, you had 4 hours to kind of flesh that out,
he does have 4 hours, but it's also you're also talking about multiple characters that haven't been introduced yet, and he's got a real like.
Well, then don't throw Darkseid in there.
It's like if Marvel had just rushed everything. Can you imagine like the first Avengers and like they're just fighting
That'd be
Thanos and you
awesome.
gotta throw everyone with character? Like,
Yeah.
I just think for that reason he had to focus more on like introducing characters, making you care about them, teamwork, and good versus evil. That's what I think you had to have the focus be on.
And one of my notes I even added, this movie is a throwback to old school blockbusters. That's
Yeah.
what it feels like.
Yeah,
The whole
yeah.
movie feels like a throwback to old school blockbusters, old school summer movies. The dialogue, a lot of the time, is cheesy as a motherfucker. And it's just if you're willing to accept that, if you are willing to...
I thought I'd be able to read into that. Jesus Christ.
But the dialogue's real cheesy, and it's an old school throwback. And if you're willing to accept that, and you're willing to just believe it, then that's fine and dandy. For me, it was fun, but also like flawed in a lot of ways, which is fine. I enjoyed the movie, but
Yeah, I think there was definitely flaws. I mean, it really just comes down to like for me, my overall like opinion of this movie is just going to go back to I was thoroughly entertained. I liked the characters. I thought the action was really good, which goes back to the entertainment value. I thought it was like shot well, looks good. I think you can like, and this also just adds to your point about like the first one being so bad, but clear improvements.
So,
like things
yeah.
like Steppenwolf is like night and day
which
better in this
shows
movie, I
the
feel like.
production companies need the fuck out of the way.
I think the fight where he fights the Amazons is like maybe the coolest scene in the whole movie. That
seems
scene's
really
fucking
cool.
awesome.
My two favorite scenes are
I thought it was okay. I don't know.
I love that scene,
that
dude.
fight scene, because that one gets absurd
hype.
too. Because aren't they like shooting the box with arrows or something, and then doesn't he like easily get it afterwards? Like,
Well, no, they're like running away with the box and the horses and shit, and
Yeah.
he's like throwing the thing at them. I thought that was
Yeah.
awesome.
that's the one thing that I will give credit to with Steppenwolf. Speaking about his motivation and whatever is kind of a little lackluster. I think they did a good job though with Steppenwolf making him seem otherworldly. Like he did not seem of this world at all, like beyond our comprehension. And I think they did really well making him come across that he had a different type of strength. Oh, yeah, okay. But he had a different
Just
type
transfer
of
my cord over. It'll be
he
fine.
had a different type of strength. I think that they did a really good job with, like, they showed his power really well, I thought.
Oh.
Let's cut to the fire.
So quick fire break.
Where, like, they did with the effects more so, like, it made it seem like everything that he was throwing had a lot of weight, and he was just like, there's certain scenes during the Amazon fight where he's like grabbing the horse that they're riding and just like fucking throwing it
Yeah.
and shit, and I thought that they did a great job
They all
with that
sacrifice
shit.
themselves in the building collapses. That shit was awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, but real quick, my last note, then I guess we'll do your last note. So
Last
we're
note,
almost
I
done.
have like 2
Almost done.
pages of
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, we're almost done, aren't we?
Might have like 5 more minutes.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I feel like
shit.
Darkseid is they make him seem scary. I was like, damn, dude, this guy's fucking scary. I don't know what he's doing, but I don't like it. And when they show him morphing into that statue and shit, that was creepy looking to me.
Yeah.
And it had the very very apocalypse coming type feel thing to it. That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've also remember
Yeah.
that Superman animated show where Darkseid's in it and being like, remember how dark it was when I was a kid. And I
Yeah.
was like, damn.
He did look like this. cartoon.
Like I said, yes, there is clear improvement because you had such a low bar. But I don't really want to rewatch it because it's fucking 4 hours long. I feel like I remember there just being weird plot hole type shit again in this one.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there was something weird with the Flash at the end. Like I know he had to like go so fast they went back in time, but I feel like they set
That's one of my
something.
favorite
I
scenes.
feel like they set something up and
That
it
was a great
still didn't like work right. I don't
Right.
know. Plus, then there's something at the end where like Darkseid's right there in the portal. It's like,
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
like what are you doing?
you have to grab your mic again.
Oh my
There you
God!
go. Okay. you're
He's
good.
gonna.
I'm sorry.
But Darkseid is insanely
I'll
strong.
get a new cord.
He's one of the strongest characters in DC. He's insanely strong.
Yeah, well, it should have
Because he
just
has
came through the portal then.
He has Superman's lasers, but they can move and
Yeah.
like trace shit. And he's got Superman like strength and stuff.
Uh,
Oh, I think the Flash scenes are great, especially when they introduce him. It's great. That's all that's great. Ezra Miller kills it. I think he's perfect for the role, and nails it. And then I think, the scene where he's running through time. I think that's also one of the best scenes in the movie.
Great scene.
I thought that was very, very creative the way they film it as he's running and like the stuff's building behind him. I thought that was a
That was
super
cool.
cool take on how to do that. That was really interesting.
Yeah, I thought all the character stuff was the best parts of the entire movie. I thought Cyborg's stuff was great. I thought the scene with him playing football was great.
Yeah.
And I thought the stuff with his dad was great. And then I started thinking, I loved how they also separated the movie in parts. I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
But I thought this movie honestly would have. I thought this movie would do better as a miniseries. I think you could have made a 6 to 8 episode miniseries.
you want it
and
to be
would great.
longer?
Make it a show.
If you
though,
made it a,
you
if you
know,
made
it's
a
like-
miniseries, it would have been great.
acceptable.
It would have been really
That
good, I
does make
think.
sense. Especially in the age of like TV and shit.
Yeah, and the
I don't know about that.
And the slow mo was obnoxious sometimes, but that's all Snyder movies to me.
Yeah.
Is that his slow mo gets a little fucking
That's his thing.
obnoxious, and it's his thing, but I don't like it.
It's a little dated.
It's a little dated too. I think
Talking about this movie.
Ezra Miller steals the show. He's the best performance of the whole
Yeah,
movie.
He's great.
Yeah,
Like when he pulls the hot dog out.
yeah, I was about to say his
That's great.
whole origin part is the best part of the movie. That's my favorite scene of the whole thing. I loved that. I think Superman was the worst part of the movie. I think
As usual.
the moment Superman came back, that's when the movie took a huge dip for me. I think everything that do with Superman is shit in the whole movie, and I discovered that I think that Superman's the worst superhero of all time.
No.
I fucking hate Superman.
I think
It's
Aquaman's the worst part of the movie.
No, Superman's 10 times worse than Aquaman.
Oh yeah, then there's that weird. Yeah.
Where it's
Oh, I
singing.
completely
That
forgot.
was
Yeah,
weird.
the
Yeah,
Aquaman
that
shit's
was
kind
weird.
of definitely weird.
Yeah.
His whole character's weird in this.
He's just
fucking movie.
pointless. Like, why is he even there? He doesn't do anything.
And like you said, that weird singing part too.
He's just mildly strong guy with a spear in this movie. It's like, I'm a spear
well,
guy.
No, but no, remember he goes, he's in like, they're in like the fucking thing and the water's coming and he stops fucking.
And that was another. I feel like a
There's
plot
that.
hole part because it was.
Amber Heard,
Yeah.
the torturer,
Mhm.
the abuser,
The,
piece of shit.
But anyway, she
Fuck
has some
her.
power where she can like create air bubbles,
Don't.
but then she doesn't like do it enough. Like, Like I
don't
said,
know,
it's just
man.
one of those things where it's like, yeah, it was definitely better than the first one, but like,
I enjoyed it. And then I thought about this: who wins, Cyborg or Iron Man in a fight?
Definitely Cyborg. Cyborg is insanely powerful.
why you say definitely Cyborg?
Because, dude, he can like pretty much psychologically go into computers and shit. Dude, his like conscious is like attached to like the internet and like radio waves, all kinds of. Dude, he could just turn Iron Man, his whole machine.
What if I
off
say you
in
get a week?
seconds.
They both get a week of prep time.
You don't think Jarvis has some built-in anti-hack shit? Like,
Not that can beat him, dude. The way the man, I can't remember the exact details.
Jarvis is like a
but
super
I remember
AI.
thinking about that in the movie, and I was
It's a
thinking,
tough fight.
I was thinking, I wonder who's going to be stronger by the end of this movie. And then at the end, I was like, Cyborg's way stronger.
Here's the thing: I think they both approach each other and it turns into a fight. Cyborg probably takes it, but if they both have like a week of prep time,
'Cause
Iron Man is
a
probably going to
genius,
win.
Yeah, so
With a week of prep time, I think Iron Man would probably beat him.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
But Superman
more notes.
bored me to tears. I thought, okay, this is my last couple things. I give credit for the effort.
Yeah.
I actually liked Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, which that's a hot take.
Completely
but
forgot about him in there.
I actually enjoyed it. And I thought the score was great in the movie. Thought the
I
score
don't
was
remember a
great.
fucking thing about the score.
It does some hard rock stuff in the finale, which was fun.
I liked
Um,
some of the Wonder Woman stuff, and some not of it I didn't like. Some of it I didn't like, and I wish they had the original one in there more.
I liked the score
That's my critique.
mostly. In the Wonder Woman entrance scene in the
Really
the
good.
bank was great. Another great. All
Except
the
she
entrance
blows up
stuff.
everybody for some reason.
Yeah, what? No, that scene's
But
not
that's a
great.
good
That
scene,
scene makes no goddamn sense.
And I love the
Because
R-rated
like she's trying to
violence.
protect
No, I liked
people
it.
and like
Dark.
protect them all from different. Yeah, and then she's throwing people against walls, blowing up part of the building. Still,
The only necessary part was her when she like.
yeah. Then she fucking
Easily just
gauntlets a motherfucker to smithereens. Like,
Yeah, whatever. Though. I mean, I'm glad. I don't care if she kills people. I
I
just
like
think
the
she
scene.
could have not blown up the whole building.
All the entrance scenes for everyone was great. The only this sucks. The only person who didn't get a lot was Batman, which kind of sucks.
that's because they know it's like
Yeah, we get it.
But
they've done. It's like by the
Yeah.
time you get to the Tom Holland Spider-Man, you don't need to see all the other shit. You know the story.
Yeah, but I want to see Batman do Batman shit.
All
more.
right, let's cut to the fire.
Batman.
Go back to the fire.
I want to see more Batman shit.
Or what do you give it? We're gonna roll through this.
Yeah, we do need to get to the next one.
I'll say it doesn't not suck. It doesn't suck, but it doesn't not suck. That's what I'll say. Kind of middle of the road. I give it a. Well, I guess we can't do that in this one. Doesn't not suck.
I just don't remember a lot about it. It's a 4-hour movie that I can barely remember. And like obviously the first one's Andy Dick. And like this remake is honestly it's either a kinda sucks or pretty much sucks. I was just like, okay, cool, that was better than the first one. But apparently most of it's left my
But
brain.
It still
and
kind of sucks.
And I would like again. I would rather watch Dune again than to watch the 4-hour.
I'd rather watch Justice
than
League.
watch the 4-hour Justice League.
No, it doesn't suck. Doesn't suck at all.
There you go.
That's not quite a big fat liar,
It's just not quite
but
a big
I
fat liar.
really liked it. Because
Yeah.
I'm giving big fat. That's like I'm just jumping to 10
So
out.
that's
All right, I gotta get some water while y'all intro the
I
next
have
one.
to I have to pee real bad.
Oh well, Colin, beatbox.
Can you guys tell that I have pink eye? Why do men like fire?
Remind me to film this
It's very
before
basic,
we cut that off.
very basic instinct type thing. Yeah,
I love fire.
Fire's great.
it's back in our primal DNA. You know?
Yeah.
Look at that thing go.
That segue us right into. Oh,
I'm sorry.
fucking A.
I would like to
dude.
mention Batman took down the rest of the Justice League single-handedly before. He's done that. And that's why we need more Batman in Justice League. That's all I'm saying.
We got Robert Pattinson
Sick.
filming that shoot.
3 hours confirmed. It's 3 hours.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. The Matrix Resurrections.
Well, you stole
Alright.
his segue.
Yeah, my segue. Yeah, man.
You were staring at the fire.
Yeah, that's because I was going to say we're going to talk.
Here.
Speaking of fire, let's talk about
Get it out in
dumpster fire that was Matrix
I had a feeling
Resurrections.
this was going to happen.
So are you just gonna start this one again then, or do you want me to start this one?
Start what?
The Matrix.
I want to hear you guys shit on it. 'Cause
Okay.
I don't think it's
Do you wanna
so
start?
bad.
That's crazy. Okay, so when this movie first started, I was like, this is like a CW retelling of The Matrix. So for about the first 10, 15 minutes before Keanu gets on screen, I was like, and it just looks bad. And I'm like, I'm going to fucking really hate this
It's
movie.
so weird looking. It's a
And
weird looking
then
movie.
It shouldn't
and
have
then
been
it
shot
gets
digitally.
to Keanu and the plot, and then I was like, all right, yeah, I still hate this movie. So
It shouldn't have been shot digitally.
I don't know. It's just this movie is like it's like mega
at
meta.
all.
It's like it's so meta that it's too meta, and I just can't. If they were trying to make some super like if you're trying to make a comment, you got to be more stylistic with it. Everything is so on the nose. It's so much is just here's the old Matrix. And I guess they're just like, since we're aware of it and it's clever, then it's totally okay. But no, I mean, it's even in the fight scenes. Some of the fight scenes are still shot for shot and like callbacks to the same way they fought. Like,
Yeah, and if you're gonna have like such a strong commentary on like that you're forced to make this or you're just pleasing the fans or whatever you're doing, how about you just take a shit and then put Matrix on it and then send that in? Because that's the exact same thing this is, except you didn't have to spend millions of dollars.
yeah, I get wanting to say fuck you to the studio and the whole idea of that, but at the same time, like,
It's not worth 2 hours.
you made a bad movie.
Yeah, it's a shit movie. It's awful.
All right. Let me. First of all, I have a couple things to say about what you're saying. First thing is that I think the second and third ones suck, and I think a lot of people have a lot of reverence for this trilogy,
I agree.
as if it's like this, like it's. How do I keep getting back to Lord of the Rings? But like it's Lord of the Rings,
Or the Bourne trilogy.
or maybe not as good as Lord of the Rings, but it's like
the Bourne
it's
trilogy.
the same like great trilogy.
I think people clearly know there's the second and third are worse than the first.
They do. Everyone does, but people still revere the Matrix trilogy as like it's like one of the like great
You
trilogies.
have to put the mic.
One of our great
There
trilogies.
you go.
I would never argue it for great trilogy.
I'd
argue it
Yeah,
for the
it's not.
Matrix. I'd argue for one of the best movies.
I don't agree
as
with
a
that
trilogy.
either.
I think
don't
the first
agree
one's
with that
great. I think second, third one suck. I hate the second one. Second one's my least favorite of all.
Second
Really?
one's my least favorite
I
as well.
hate the second one.
Yeah, second one's my least favorite.
Second
too.
one is
Actually, the fourth one.
a bunch of pretentious bullshit, and then just
Fourth one's the
non-stop.
Yeah.
And then just non-stop action.
So you think this is better than the?
So okay, let's listen. So I agree with everything you just said, both of you.
Yeah.
But I thought, that's that was all good for me. That all stuff that you hated, I enjoyed because it was almost like.
You don't feel it's a complete colossal waste of your time.
No,
as
here's
you're
the thing: you don't have to
watching
go watch it, but you also don't have to watch the second or third one, in my opinion.
it. I don't think you
So
should
I
have
don't
to
give a
either.
fuck. But
Just watch the first
So-
one and call it.
But
a
at
day.
least the second and third one tried to tell
So-
some type of different story. This is
A
literally the
shit
same
story.
fuck.
So-
but it's still something
and
that's,
that's
not
the
a
point,
complete,
though, because they were like, dude, listen, we can either give you $1 billion to make this movie, or you cannot make $1 billion, and then we're gonna make the movie. And they were like, well, fuck it. Let's just make another Matrix movie. They love our other movies for some reason, and they go make it. And they're like, the first half I actually thought was entertaining because of all those reasons. And then as soon as he gets into the Matrix, I thought that was awful. That was all awful. I thought him leading up to becoming Neo was all really interesting, and I thought the meta stuff was like funny, and I was entertained by all of it.
Oh God, no! I hated those fucking.
I thought
boardroom
Keanu's
scenes.
dialogue and acting was just atrocious,
I was
and it
gonna
had
say,
me
I was about to say.
had me laughing
So bad.
hysterically.
I was gonna say Keanu Reeves is clearly, even though he's not the most expressive actor ever, he is clearly phoning it in the whole movie.
He's
because
really not trying.
Yeah, he
And then
knows
then there's that fucking fat kid from college.
Yeah.
And all
dude.
those boardroom scenes. So that pissed me off more.
I was already laughing, and then that happened, and I started laughing more.
We gotta make the best Matrix again.
That kid becomes who the kid from college would be as an adult. He just plays.
He
that
wouldn't be
kid
that
as an
successful.
adult.
That kid would not be that
Yeah,
successful.
He's like, what does he say? Something about titties or something?
Yeah, whatever.
I
Like,
don't know.
yeah, he's just fucking.
No
gross.
Matrix movie should even mention titties.
Yeah. So.
There's titties in the Matrix.
There is titties in the Matrix, but you don't.
There's a
have to
weird
talk
ass
about 'em.
orgy in the second one.
Yeah.
God, the
Well,
so anyways, I thought the second one was like, the second and the third one are like, especially the second one, we're trying to make a good movie, but it's just shit. And I thought this one was, we're trying to make shit and fuck you. And
That's not fun.
that was
that's
funny
not
to
fun
me.
for me though.
It was for me. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did.
But I thought ever since they meet the Oracle, was the girl? No, Architect. What's the girl's name? The black chick, the older black
It's
chick.
Naomi.
Who cares?
That's not Naomi, right?
Yeah.
Who
it is.
gives a
Not
fuck?
Nairobi.
Nairobi.
Yeah.
Naomi.
Here's a.
I thought she was the worst part of the movie by far. I thought her makeup and shit looked horrific.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Her voice
Yeah.
sounded bad. Her script was bad. Everything about her character was bad. Like
Everything about every
terrible,
character is bad.
terribly bad. I
Every
did like
character.
how they had changed the story about the robots and how they had like some good ones kind of now. They reprogrammed them and shit.
That was.
Oh, that was
yeah, that's
interesting.
kind of
It's like,
neat,
what else are
but
you gonna
whatever.
do? What the fuck else?
Yeah,
are you gonna
but
do?
So
I've seen things where people were like, "Well, why didn't you just tell the story of like the war between machines? Like that's a better movie.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make a Matrix movie, do that."
They already did that.
No, but this is like the war, but like the machines are turning, and like you
I
could
see, I
you could
see.
still do like ideologies and all these different
Yeah,
things.
Maybe they did the next one.
It would be a way better fucking movie than what we got. I will say, yeah, the acting's bad. The fighting is bad. We'll come back to that. But
It's okay.
the one guy that I thought, the Agent Smith character,
Miscast.
I didn't think he was miscast. I think he was misdirected because I think with that idea of that cold, calculated, like business type that's also mirroring Agent Smith, I think that guy can do that because he's in Mindhunter. Like he's the main detective in Mindhunter. So his cool, collected, but he also can like border on the evil shit. I think he was a fine cast, but A, I don't think he was directed right, and B, you're never gonna live up to fucking Hugo Weaving. So
right.
I was gonna say I liked the guy who was supposed to be Agent Smith. I thought he was good.
that's
The
who I
young
was
guy?
just talking about.
Oh, that's Neil Patrick Harris.
No, Agent
Oh.
Smith. I was talking about Agent Smith the whole
I thought you
goddamn
meant Neil
time.
Patrick Harris the whole time.
No.
I was gonna say I thought
No, Neil Patrick Harris was terrible.
He was miscast. I did
Yeah.
like the idea of his character though,
Yeah.
being the
whatever.
therapist. I like that. I like that
Yeah.
arc. I like they're trying to keep him oppressed, like because they need him.
Yeah.
I thought that was all cool. I thought he was just miscast, but I liked his role in the movie. Is what I mean. The guy who does Agent Smith is really good. He's really good, I think. Which is surprising because I saw a trailer and I was like, oh my god.
I didn't
this
think he
is
was really
terrible.
good. I think he could have been better, but I do think he was a good casting for
Yeah,
what
yeah.
for what they were going for.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, even though I do not in any way agree with what they were going for.
I'm not saying this movie I think was good
No,
necessarily.
and
I'm
I
saying
think-
it was just okay.
And I think
okay.
what we can all agree with is that the second and third Matrix, shit. The fourth Matrix, shit. But they have different context of shit. And if you like that context of shit for the fourth one, then you might enjoy it. But either way, they're all shit.
I think here's what
I don't even think calling them both shit is fair because I think this movie is so much worse than this. I would
and I agree.
I
think
would
they're-
watch
I
the
think it's
second and
worse.
third ones 100 times before I would watch this fourth one again.
I rank them 1, 3, 4, then 2.
Wow,
That's where I
that's
go.
that's crazy.
The second one, I think.
This
the only
one is
good-
so
the only-
bad.
I think the second one,
It's
the only
bad.
thing good you can pull out of it is there's some good action. Only good thing. I think the rest of it is fucking horrific. I think the third one, the overall story is interesting, but action, everything else bad.
And the CGI is a little rough.
Yes, he just kind of rough. The story.
This one,
The third one, I think there's a bunch of little things. There's not one big thing. There's
Uh-huh.
a bunch of little things. That
Yeah.
go
Oh wait. And so what's the the fourth?
so
one's
then the fourth one, story trash, acting trash.
But it's funny.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. You're laughing at it. It's like when y'all gave a higher score to Halloween Kills because it's funny.
I enjoyed the story.
No, that's
I liked
way
the story.
better than this.
No,
Oh,
I
yeah.
liked parts of the story, elements of the story. I like parts of everything, but not the whole thing.
I was
That's what
just
I
so bored. Everything was
Me
so
too. I was so
nothing
bored.
was subtle. Also, if you're gonna do this type of movie that's a fuck you, at least
I didn't want it to be subtle.
have some type of subtlety to it. Everything is so fucking on the nose.
I thought that was made it funny. I thought if they'd been on the note, if it had been more, if it had been subtle, I don't think that would have been as good. I thought it was funny that it was that obvious.
And there was just no style to this.
Here's the question.
There was no like the first Matrix, like the color grading.
It was
like
overboard.
the shots, like everything puts you in that digital world. Like
Right.
that set the tone for like the look of movies in this kind of sci-fi. I feel like for years, like that was kind of a look. And then this one, like I said, the first 15 minutes looks like a fucking CW production.
Yeah, it looks
like
pretty
the,
bad.
The
It looks-
lighting,
it looks bad.
like the angles, all the shit looks bad. And then
Oh, it
once
looks
you get
weird.
into it, the rest of it, and there's not a lot of great looking shots in this movie, which
It looks
is
like
what
a
it's
Netflix
built
TV
on.
show. Looks like a Netflix TV
Yeah,
show.
it looks
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
And like bullet time is a power now.
Yeah.
I
See, I
thought
don't-
he
I
was.
didn't know
I
what
thought
that
he
was.
just. I thought he just dodged it, and that's what it was. And like the bullet time was the name
Yeah.
of the movie process.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that is what it is.
I
It
think
is what
it's-
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it's very flawed.
It shouldn't be shot digital. Matrix should never be shot
It's very
digital.
flawed, but I didn't think it was nearly as bad as everyone else thought it was, or a lot of other people thought
This
it
was
was.
bad.
But
Yeah, I think it's bad. Here's the question.
I liked
Does-
how overboard the meta stuff was because it was like. I don't
mean,
know.
if you're
It
gonna
just made
do
it
it,
funny
just-
to me. It was
yeah.
just
Yeah,
like
it is
the
kind
biggest
of-
fuck
I mean,
you.
it is
They weren't
kinda
trying to be
funny, but
subtle.
whatever.
They were literally just like, fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
just
It was
making
literally
fun
just
of it. Like, it
everything,
was-
and like I said, and then it's like, can you at least make the action good? I thought none of the action was good
And-
because it's
yeah,
all
it's
just
not.
it's all so slow.
it's just
because
dated.
Keanu,
It just looks dated.
but
Yeah, it
no, it
does.
doesn't. I don't even think it looks dated. I think it's there were so many
And boring,
callbacks.
Bland.
There were so many callbacks. Like those are the only things they were leaning on. There was literally fighting callbacks of doing the same exact fucking moves, but they're doing them slower because Keanu can't fucking do it because it's 20 years later. And then once he's like, all right, guys, like that is enough fighting for me in this movie. I'm gonna just wave my hands around for the rest of it.
You know, he doesn't hold a gun one time in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the fucking Matrix.
Ridiculous.
Guns, lots
Yeah.
of guns.
Yeah.
That movie is like, no, I'm just gonna wave my hands around.
See, I just
Here's a
didn't
question.
care. I just didn't care.
Exactly.
Didn't give a fuck about
No,
stuff.
no one cares. Does this movie kill the Matrix? Is it over?
Oh no! I mean,
Who knows,
like you
man?
said, there's already most people are already flirt with the idea of like
A lot of people liked it.
only they only care about the first Matrix. Like
Yeah.
that was already a thing anyway. So I don't think
That's what I already
this
said.
isn't
So
going
you
to
think
hurt
there'll
the
be more?
legacy.
You think there'll be more? So
I don't think.
exactly
I can't see this movie making tons of money.
so you think
It's
this
not
is
even at our local
that's what I
theater
mean.
right
No,
now.
I think
you
it
think
did-
it ends
no, I
the
think-
Matrix? You think this was the last?
I would
thing?
have to imagine this is going to be the last entry because, like we said, I think this is a big fuck you because they had to make it. So, with this reception being so mixed, and I feel like mostly negative, I doubt they make another one. I cannot see them making a pretty penny on this movie.
Oh,
Do you think this is the end? Do you think they'll make more?
I could see him. I don't know. I could see. I saw where it didn't do well, but I could
Yeah.
see them making another one. I wouldn't be shocked.
Maybe a
They were
Netflix
like, we're
show?
doing two more. If they, or they did something with it, I would not be shocked.
Here's the thing that just
at
really
all.
pisses me off is like, this is such a like. There's so many bad reboot sequels, whatever they're called nowadays. But like Bill and Ted's was sick.
Bill and Ted was amazing.
I still gotta
The
see
third Bill and Ted was really
It was
well
so
done.
good.
Like it had the same heart and energy of the first two movies.
Great universal
Like,
message.
Even the daughter characters were fun.
They were great.
Like
Yeah.
it
They just
was.
didn't want to make it.
It
So,
was
I mean,
it was a really
Yeah, they said
good
it.
like well done movie. And then you got this like huge big budget. You should be able to do something, but
Dunk
They didn't
shit.
want to,
a
so
big-
they said fuck you.
big
They just
hunk
made
of
this.
shit.
Here's the thing. I get the punk rockness of it. I do get that, and go for it, and that's awesome. But that's not worth 2.5 hours of my time.
I'm not saying you have
it's
to
not
go see
worth
it.
it.
I don't think you have to see the last three that have been made.
Yeah,
I don't
agree.
give a fuck.
I definitely
Watch
would not
the
tell you.
first one.
Do
That-
not go see.
that's
You've
it.
already seen. If you've seen the first Matrix,
Watch the
you've
first
seen
one.
this movie.
Watch
Yeah.
the first
Yeah.
Matrix, Don't watch any of the other
This
ones.
is-
I agree with
That's why I
that.
say stop right
If
there.
you could watch this movie and say that you've seen the first Matrix, as many of the fucking clips from the first one they use.
It's straight up scenes from
Yeah,
the movie.
whole entire scenes
yeah,
from the
that was
first
bad.
Matrix.
That was real bad.
Like,
Yeah.
you remember this, right?
But
Like,
you know
I've never
what?
seen nostalgia bait that hard. Like, most of the time, it's just like,
Dude,
we're going to show
that
you
was
this.
funny,
We
though.
hope you think about
That
this.
is kind of funny.
It was
We
funny.
That
literally
is
are
kinda
showing
funny.
you scenes from the original movie.
Dude,
that
the-
part
the-
I did laugh at.
The first one they show it, I was like, oh. And then the more they did it,
I started laughing
I
a
was
little bit.
laughing more and more.
So
every time. I
bad.
was like,
It's
I
bad.
cannot believe they're doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny to me. It was it was either it's so bad that it's funny, or it was interesting and funny to me. That's
No.
how I felt about most of the movie.
Nope.
So I don't know.
All right, let's do it.
I thought the Matrix Resurrections, I think it was called, is Andy Dick.
Oh wow.
You know what? You don't even have to hand that to me because I will also say it's Andy Dick.
Wow.
Yeah, I was so, like I said, first 15 minutes in, I'm like, if it stays like
Andy
this, I
Dick.
really, like,
That's rough.
it would have been, we needed to create another section on the thing. Like, Andy Dick wouldn't be low enough. Like, the rest of the movie did not pick it up for me. I did not give a shit this whole movie. I was like, this is so bad. It's so on the nose. The fighting sucks. The dialogue sucks. Trinity and fucking Neo are just phoning this shit in. Neil Patrick Harris is a terrible cast.
It's Andy Dick.
I fucking, and like I
It's
said,
been awarded.
it's just flat. Like the shots are not interesting. There's no fucking cool, edgy color grading. Nothing. It's just here's a
Shit.
plain ass fucking retelling of some bullshit.
See?
Andy
hilarious.
Dick.
It's Andy Dick.
You know what?
The Andy Dick Award goes to
Yeah, but I
Matrix
didn't laugh once. I was
Resurrections.
just sad to
Oh,
see this
fuck.
movie done like that. Like Halloween Kills, hilarious. I laughed in that movie's face.
It's
This
great.
one, I just felt sad.
And
Not as
has
good as
great
Halloween
scenes.
Kills.
Halloween Kills is a great.
Okay,
I love
okay.
Halloween Kills.
I will say. What does that even mean? Doesn't not suck.
Where's that at on the scale?
it's pretty up there.
That's too
And
high.
he's flicking us off while he points to it.
Fuck you.
That's
It doesn't
too
suck.
high.
It's not really good.
That's
it's
too
just kind of
high.
right in the middle. It's about as good as the raid. You know what? I like it better than the raid. On record. Fuck you, India.
So I want.
He's going after 1 billion people now.
No, I don't know if you're from India, whatever the hell country
So-
these people are from. People that keep
The
commenting me.
people who like the Matrix Resurrections think it's better than the raid. So I just want to throw that out there.
Raid sucks.
How anybody can see this movie and be like, yeah, I enjoyed that.
What's better, the third Matrix or the raid?
The third Matrix for
Yeah,
sure.
there you go. There you
Sure.
go.
I just said this one's better than the raid.
Yeah.
And you know what? The
I just wanted to
the
put that-
raid's better than the second Matrix.
All right, so it sounds like
say that.
out of the night, the Matrix is the suckiest
It
of
sucks
sucks.
the
gonna be the
most.
worst one
It
for
got
you
the
guys.
Andy Dick
Yeah.
Award for sure.
What are the other two? Oh, okay.
Let's all go from. Okay, so for my levels, I
Alright
would
then.
go from. I'm gonna go from least suck least suck to most suck, and we'll go Snyder's Justice League, Dune, Matrix Resurrections.
I agree. 100%.
I think I'd flip. I think I would rather watch Dune again. Now, again, part 2 could completely change that, and then I'd be like, yeah, I would rather just watch 4 hours of Snyder if I have to watch 4 hours of Dune, and it still sucks.
Yeah.
Different.
Right.
But for now, I think I would rather watch Dune, Zack Snyder. Matrix is a big old piece of shit.
Let's cut to that fire.
Go back to the fire.
No, I didn't say I agree with you. Sorry. Dune's my least favorite one.
Dune's most suck.
Dune.
Dune is the
Do
most
you have
suck.
Dune most suck more
Dune
than
most suck, then the
than
Matrix,
the Matrix?
then the Justice
That
League.
is fucking
That's what I'd
insane.
say. No, I hated Dune.
Yikes.
That is
Matrix is
insane.
okay, I guess.
There was I really can't think of a
Yeah.
redeeming quality for the Matrix,
Yikes.
other than me just
Yeah,
I
being
listed
rough.
several.
like I was actually happy. I wanted to be happy to see Neo and Trinity on the screen again, but I was just like, fuck this.
But see, I think that's the difference between why I didn't hate it and a lot of people did hate it as much as they did. Because I'm not angry if you hate it. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know, there's movies like if you hate this movie, you kind of get upset. You're like, how can you hate that? I
Yeah.
don't care if you hate it. I don't give a shit. Because you know what? I don't give a shit about any of it. Like,
I'm not-
I didn't care
I
to
don't
see
give a shit
Keanu do
either.
the Matrix.
I'm not real-
I didn't see Carrie and Fisher, whatever. Carrie,
I don't even give a really
what
a
the
shit
hell's
about
her
the
name?
first Matrix.
What the girl's name is. I didn't give a fuck about her being on screen. I literally went in this movie not caring, with no expectations. I wasn't
Yeah.
even excited. I only watched it because I wanted to see what everyone was so pissed off about. I didn't have to watch it because I was like, I fucking can't wait to see this new Matrix movie coming out.
I only watched it because this drunk dude I was with was like, let's watch
So-
the Matrix. I was
So
like, all right.
that change, I think, made my view on it. I didn't hate it as much as some people did.
Yeah, okay.
So I just didn't care.
I'm not mad that you don't hate it. I just hate it.
Yeah, that's how I
I'm
feel.
not mad
too.
that
I
you
don't
hate
give a
it.
fuck.
I just don't hate it.
All right,
That's
well,
exactly how I feel.
there we go. We
Sure.
can all.
Dune's worse though.
That's
well,
stupid.
yeah, I don't agree with that at all.
No.
But next time on Does It Suck, we'll do the Oogie Loves.
Can't wait.
Let's get to the fire.
Let's get to the fire.
Go back to that fire.
It's a nice flame.